Everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to see the lesson 2 in module 7, manipulating variables. So in this lesson, we will learn how to manipulate the content of the variables because each type of variable will have its unique set of properties and also will have its unique set of methods. We'll see how to identify those properties and methods for the variables used in the script. So in this lesson, we'll see some of the following objectives: how to identify methods and properties, and how to work with the strings, and how to manipulate these strings, and how to work with the dates, and also how to manipulate the dates. So we'll see the first one, identifying methods and properties. As we know, the object will have the properties and methods that we have seen in the previous video. So similar to that, variables also will have the properties and methods. So those properties and methods will vary depending on what is stored in the variable. For example, if the variable contains an object which is Active Directory, Domain Services, User Account, or any Windows service, then the properties and methods for those variable match those for the object. In case if the variable is a date time type, then the properties and method for date time will be available. The easy way to find the methods and the properties available for the variable is to pipe the variable using the get-member commandlet. Because using the get-member commandlet, it displays all the available properties and methods for the specific variable that we are looking for. Let us see an example. For example, I am setting up a variable log file c:\log/log file.txt. So this display this output. If I wanted to find out the available properties and methods for this variable, then I can use the get-member. Okay, so this display all the available the properties and methods. So we can see the member type that shows whether it is the method or the properties. Okay, so next we'll see working with the string. So here, in the previous one, methods and properties, there is a option called tab completion. So for example, let me show an example. So here we have used log file as the variable. So to find out the type, we can use the log file, and if we put dot and type something and use the tab, it will complete, and we can then get the command what we need. So here it shows the name as the string. So that means this variable type is string. So we can also find the documentation if we are not sure about any of the variables, the type and properties and methods using the .NET Framework class library. So next we'll see working with the string. So string variables are the commonly used one in the script. So every variable, the value that we set using the double quotes, that will be considered as the string. Even for any integer, if we specify double quotes the value, then it will become the string variable. So basically it can be used to store the user input and any other text data. So there are many methods available to manipulate the string variable, but only the property available for the string variable is length. So that means there is only one property available for the string variable. So using the length the length property, we can find out the number of character in the string. For example, so we know how to find the properties and methods of the variable. For example, log file get dash member. So this lists all the methods and properties. Here we can see there is only length property available for the. So this is the string type as we know it already, and for string type only one property available, which is length. So to find the length of this variable, we can run this command log file dot. If we type dot and then put the tab, it will complete the command. Let's just type only the length. Okay, so that means it has the 18 character in the log file variable. So let us see some of the commonly used methods available for the string. So first one, the method called contains. So it used to identify whether the variable contains any specific string. Also the result is either true or false. So when we use this method, the output, if it is true, then we'll get a true message, and if it is not, then we'll get the false message. And similarly, insert, remove, and replace. If we wanted to replace all the instance of the string with the second string, we can use this replace value. We can also use the split. So split a single string into multiple string at points specified by the character. Also, if you wanted to convert the string into lowercase, we can use the lower, and also to convert into uppercase, then we can use the toUpper method. So let us see an example here. So let us see what this variable gives the output. Okay, so here if we wanted to use the contains method, we can run this command log file dot. contains. If I wanted to check if my variable has this, that means if my variable contains this, whatever I type in the parenthesis, if it is yes means it will display true, otherwise it will display false. For example, if I type log, then it says true because my variable contains this word. But if I type something which is not in the variable, then it will produce the false message. Next, for example, if I want to use the lower, lower or upper, we can use that log file dot. For example, if I want to convert all the string into upper, then I can use the to upper. Then if you see the output, then it will be converted into the uppercase. Okay, but it is not stored. That's why we see this is in a lowercase. But in the output, if you want to specify, then we can use this method. And if you want the output in the lowercase, then we can type the lower. Okay, then it will be displayed in the lowercase letter. Next, in case if we wanted to replace any of the file, then we can use the replace method. For example, log file dot replace. If I wanted to replace the txt with the html dot html, then I can use this following command. So it has to be replace. There is a typo. Okay, so the output what we see here dot html instead of the dot txt. Okay, so we'll see the next one, working with dates. So basically, many script that we create will need to reference to the current date or any previous point in time. For example, if you wanted to create a log file, that is the name based on the current date to ensure the uniqueness, so that there will not be any duplicate, or we can easily identify when the log file got created based on the date. We can see some of the datetime properties. So the commonly used datetime properties and the commonly used datetime methods. So basically a datetime variable that would contain both the date and the time as well. But in case we wanted to segregate or specific parts like a date or time, then we can use the properties of the date and time to access the specific parts of the date or time. So in this table, it shows some of the properties which is available for the datetime variable. So the property hour means it returns the hour of the time which is in the 24 hours format, and the minute property that returns the minute of the time, and second that return the seconds of the time, time of day, so that returns the detailed information about the time of day including the hours, minute and the seconds. and date that return only the date and not the time. So the date of week that returns the day of the week. So which day, whether it is Sunday or Monday, whatever it is. And the month property that returns the month of the month as the number. Like there will be 12 months, right? So it will return which of the month, and that will be in the number. And the year that returns the year. So next, there will be some of the methods available for the date time. So a date time variable which also contain many methods available that we can also use to manipulate the time. So the methods provides the way we can either add or the subtract time. So in case if you wanted to add or subtract, we can use the methods that's available for the date time. So here I have mentioned some of the the methods available for the date time, which is add days, add hours, add minutes, add months, add years. So we can see some of the example. So let me first create a variable to get the date. Okay, so this variable has the value of the current date and the time. So if I want to get only the hour, I can use the hour property so that it will display only the hour. And similarly, if you want the minute, I can put the minute property. And similarly, I can put the day or day of the week, month, year. So those properties we can use for the date. And other example, something like if I wanted to add 100 days, date plus add days 100. Okay, we see that May 3, which will be 100 days from today. And in case if you wanted to subtract, then we can use the minus. Okay, so this going back to the 2021 November 24. Okay, similarly we can use the other methods and the properties available for the date time variable. Okay, so that's it in the lesson 2 in module 7. We'll see the next lesson in the another video. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching.